to the City of Dauphin, first meeting of 2020 and the first meeting of a decade, a new decade. So Happy New Year to everybody. I'm Cicero Nolarocco and Bon and me, ready to go, and here we go. We acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 2, land known as First Nations territory, homeland of the Anishinaabe, the Ojibwe, and the Métis Nation. There's no new. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that Council accepts the regular agenda as presented. Call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Loughlin. Be it resolved that Council waives the reading and accepts and approves as circulated the minutes of the following meeting, the regular Council meeting of December 9th, 2019. Any questions? Call the questions. Call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Riel and seconded by Councillor Juba. Be it resolved that all items listed under item 5 consent agenda be approved as follows and form part of these minutes. Outstanding water bills, 19 Memorial Boulevard. These, most of them are, the current landlord did not pay the current bill. $197.12, 420 Railway Avenue, $324, $254 and 46 cents, 511 Railway Avenue, $242 and 69 cents, 501 Railway Avenue, $2,863 and 60 cents, 524 Whitmore Avenue West, Units AH. Current landlord did not pay current bill, $155.77. 24 on 24th, 4th Avenue Southeast, previous tenant did not pay the final bill, as recommended by the Director of Finance and the Utility Clerk. Outstanding outstanding receivable added to taxes be it resolved that the following accounts receivable be added to taxes: $192.67. This is all weed control on 118 6th Avenue Northeast, $192.67 on 206 3rd Avenue Northeast, and $192.67 on 27 6th Avenue Northeast, as recommended by the Director of Finance and the Tax Court. And there's many things on filing items, all items from AMM, Director's Reports, RCMP Review, news release on Dennis Volkon being the new Executive Director, Member Advisory, News Bulletins, FCM, annual FCM conference tours, FCM membership, Sustainable Communities Conference. Just on the conferences that will be registering people,
Yes.
starting pretty soon.
Yep.
Manitoba news releases, cybersecurity training, municipal relations, municipal planning and permitting and resources, central services, Manitoba government releases transition reminders, health, seniors and active living, peer and family support program. The Mountain View School Division, News Digest of December 9th, the Hour of Code, of which I participated in, which I found out I know very little about coding. And Prairie Mountain Health, Health Plus, December 2019 and January 2020. Manitoba Ombudsman News 2019 fourth quarter report. Call to Recycling Canada, November and December. Community Futures Parkland newsletter on for December 2019. Connect 150, December 2019. Manitoba 150 Honor Award, Volunteer Manitoba Awards, Auditor General on Manitoba news release on commercial vehicle safety, Manitoba Agriculture and Resource Development, the new Watershed Districts Act, the Minister of Health, Seniors and Active Living, receipt of correspondence, a letter which I wrote on meth rehabilitation. The Lieutenant Governor of Manitoba Annual Historic Awards nominations, the Multi-Steward Material Stewardship 2020 municipal payments. Apparently it's going to be 4 times a year. I can't remember how much money that was in there. Ronald McDonald House Charities, Services and Programs, and Camp Bridges, and 15th Annual Weekend Camp as recommended by the Mayor and City Manager. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Got my throat in gear now. I'll have a rest. Moved by Councillor Loughlin, seconded by Deputy Mayor Riel. Be resolved that Council accepts as information the following corporate report for January 13, 2020, regular Council meeting, and that of the City Manager. Go ahead, City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's been about a month since our last meeting, and there was some wonderful things happening, like Christmas and New Year's and whatnot in there, so I did have a couple weeks off with my family, and that was great. But we still remain busy at City Hall, so that was good as well. I have a few things to update you on this time. I spoke to our new Economic Development Manager this afternoon, and he is catching the ferry tonight to cross from Newfoundland to Nova Scotia, and is expecting to be traveling through to Quebec tomorrow and continuing on his 4,700 kilometer driving trip, and will be with us starting Monday the 20th of January. And for an energy manager update, Steve Sobering has been with us for about 3 years, and he's done a lot in our community and for the city of Dauphin. He has helped get upgrades not only for city facilities but for many businesses and homes, and he has been helping the city to become more aware of our energy use and to become more sustainable. And in the last several months he has been our interim economic development manager, and has kept things going, and has even brought a few interesting perspectives or spins on different things, because he knows a lot of people, so that's great. But his time with us is ending unless the grant that we applied for to Natural Resources Canada comes through. So NRCan has a grant called the Energy Manager Program, which makes sense for our energy manager, and they fund 75% up to $100,000 to provide for an energy manager position within our organization, and we expect to hear about that within the next week or two, and so we are hopeful that we will get it, and that will allow us to keep Steve on for a little while longer to be able to carry out things that he's already started with active living and transportation, to help us work on asset management and how that ties with energy management and being sustainable. That will help us to get that EV3 charger installation put together as well. So our fingers and toes are crossed that we hear something good from Enercan. And the last thing I have to report is the Building Sustainable Communities Grant. You'll see on the agenda today that there's some letters of support that are authorized for myself to be able to include with grants. City of Dauphin has, let's see, 5 that we are applying for. Active living and transportation, so that's a phase 2 of our cycle trails, which is a reapplication from the last time that we did not get it approved. For our EV3 charger, that'll help to cover the city's portion that's not already covered by the federal grant. Strategic plan for the city of Dauphin to help us solidify and formalize the direction of the city in the upcoming years. Fire hall classroom, it's specific upgrades for flooring, storage, lighting, paint, and electrical work. And a diversion center, which is a big project that we are proposing at the waste disposal site, and that'll help materials to be redirected from the garbage that goes into the cells, so they can be reused or recycled. And we do know, at the time of writing, there was a couple other grants, and I believe that over the course of the weekend, we got at least one more, so we'll be learning about that a little later on in the meeting. And that concludes my report.
Any questions of the city manager? Seeing none, any questions? I'll call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Laughlin. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following corporate report for the January 13, 2020 regular council meeting. That of the ICT manager. Been very busy and certainly a welcome addition to our City of Dauphin operation. Any questions on the city manager's report? I'll call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare and seconded by Councillor Laughlin. Be it resolved that council accepts this information, the following corporate report for the January 13, 2020 regular council meeting. And that of the marketing coordinator. Any questions? I just was really impressed with the sign, City Hall here. And I never saw, Amber told me that there's a sign on the other side, so, but really looks impressive. I suggested maybe we should, I don't know if it would deface City Hall, that we should design a mural for this site. She's thinking. Any questions? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Juba. Be it resolved that finance accounts having been examined by council be hereby authorized and approved. Checks 25846 to 26034, 189 checks for $1,347,208.91. There was none voided in the current range. Voided checks still dated past range. Check number 25307 to Kimberly Pazook for $50. 23917 for to Samantha Boswell for $46.98. The first one was lost in the mail and it was reissued. The next one was reversed. 24009 DNA sewing for $36, stale dated, reissued. Salvation Army 24044 for 2438, stale dated and reversed. 24178 Manuel Duar, $60, stale dated and reversed. 24479 Habib Rahman, $36.59, stale dated and reversed. 24500 Community Futures, $50, event canceled and reversed. 24572 Gail Little, $24.65, stale dated and reversed. 24708 Thomas Reed, $48.79, stale dated and reversed. 24749 Stella Garlinsky, $48.79, stale dated and reversed. 24760 Chris Davidson, $25, stale dated and reissued. 24942 Lisa Clark, $23.44, stale dated and reversed. And 24943 Colleen Demules, $24.38, stale dated and reversed. Electronic payments, there's 5 for $179,993.39. That would mean the payroll. Some of the bigger ones in there, 40 ABC Fire and Safety, $44,635 for extrication equipment for the fire department. The Manitoba Hydro, $15,796.73. That's basically the big one in there is for the city lights that we pay for. Fort Garry Fire, so that's payment for the fire rescue truck, $244,142. Mid-Continent, what's this for?
Station 1 grinder.
Oh yeah, the grinder, the infamous grinder, $138,198.67. Special school levy, $158,808.88. Protect the solar panels for the city shops, $80,581. And train, $121,927.68, and that's for the city hall upgrade. So, and I think we're happy with the city hall upgrade. Everybody?
I hope so.
Also, any questions? I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Riel, second by Councillor Loughlin. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the unaudited statements before FASB for the period ending October 29, 2019, general fund balance sheet and general fund income statement, utility fund balance sheet and utility fund income statement. Any questions? I'll call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. The same for, the Councillor Eilers, second by Councillor Stakilo. These are the unaudited financial statements for November 30th, 2019. The general fund balance sheet and general fund income statement. The utility fund balance sheet and utility fund income statement. Any questions? Call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. These report, the December one is the most important one, and that should be done by the end of the month, hopefully. Second, moved by Councillor Juba, second by Councillor Loughlin. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the reserve reports for the periods October 31st, 2019 and November 30th, 2019. Like the fire truck and all the grinder and all that, that was paid now, but it was in the 2019 budget. Any questions? Call the questions, all in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Riel, seconded by Councillor Loughlin. Be it resolved that council accepts this information, the budget variance analysis reports for the periods ending October 31st and November 30th, 2019. Any questions? Call the questions, all in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba and seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following engineering department and staff report for January 13th regular council meeting, and that of the building inspector. And just a couple of things I wanted to highlight on it. 2019, we had a good year. At the end of November on issues issued by the Department of Labor was $12,571,830. That's up from $8 million last 2018. City of Dauphin permits were $5,077,598. The total for both Department of Labor and City of Dauphin is $17,651,488. So that's good growth from previous years, and should reflect in our taxes added. We just gotta read this. Our permit breakdown, same as single family at 214,000, multi-family at 1,399,400, RTMs for 148,000, mobile homes, mobile homes 170, and renovations were 390,000. So we did more than last year by 61,000. The renovations were large compared to last year. Probably about $1 million more. Garages and decks were a little bit lower. So we've had a very successful building statistics year, and should reflect nicely in our value taxes added. Any other questions? I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carries. Moved by Councillor Loughlin, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts this information, the minutes and reports of the following committees: the Dauphin Public Library, regular board reports of October 8th and 10th, the report of November 10th, and budget report of November 30th. Rec Services, regular board report of November 27th. The reports of the Assistant General Manager, promotions, programs and promotion coordinator and operations manager, revenue expenditures and recovery of up to November 30th, 2019. Any questions? Call the questions, all in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councilor Juba, seconded by Councilor Bellemare, whereas the Manitoba Police Commission ensures effective civilian oversight and a high standard of policing in Manitoba through partnerships with the public, police boards and public agencies in consultation with other stakeholders, and whereas MPC has been tasked by the provincial government to reduce crime and promote community well-being through a pilot project to establish and coordinate community committees focused on these issues, and whereas the City of Dauphin has been selected to participate in the community wellness and public safety consultation focusing on policing and public safety issues with an initial contact meeting held in February with municipal leaders and stakeholders to launch this initiative. Be it resolved that Council accepts this information correspondence from the Manitoba Police Commission outlining a police project and an invitation to hold the contact meeting for a community wellness and public safety consultations on February 12, 2020. And further be it resolved that Council accepts this information memorandum dated January 9, 2020 from the Deputy City Manager recommending that Council participates in the initial launch meeting to learn more about the pilot project as part of Council's public safety goal for this term. Further be it resolved that Council agrees with the City Manager and recommends to attend the meeting on February 12th, 2020. Are there any more further details on the meeting?
Not yet. I'll reach out to them and see if we can get some more details.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Councilor Iyer?
I just wondered, is there any indication of what time these would be? Nothing?
Nothing. We just have a date. Did we vote? No. Any other questions? I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. This was an interesting one, and I can't see why it was here. Moved by Councilor Staccato, seconded by Councilor Honors. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information correspondence dated December 16th from Joelle Jeanson, a teacher of Ecole Howden in Winnipeg, Manitoba, describing a cross-curricular project for grade 6 French immersion students were asked to write a letter to a Canadian city of their choice proposing a roadside monument that would benefit the chosen community. Further be it resolved that Council accepts as information a letter written in French from Lily Place, a grade 6 French immersion student at Ecole Howden, proposing a 15-meter high metal roadside monument in the colors of silver, blue, and black, which would represent our community and attract visitors. Further be it resolved that Council commends Ms. Place for her ability to express effectively her ideas in French for a target audience, and that the Mayor will respond to her letter.
In French.
Oh, in Ukrainian?
No, in French.
In French.
Is Cameron, are you an immersion, Cameron? Okay, there you go.
Oh, Cameron can read. Yeah, interesting. Any other questions? I'll call the questions. All in favor for Cameron to write this letter?
You just have-
Or Google Translate.
Moved by Counselor Staccato, second by Counselor Juba, be it resolved that pursuant to bylaw 03-2012, being a bylaw of the city of Dauphin to establish a tax sale contractor position, city council appoints tax services to contract tax sales for the city of Dauphin. Further be it resolved that council appoints Donna Zinke, general manager of tax services, as a tax sale contractor for the city of Dauphin for the calendar year 2020. We've been using them for a long time. Any questions?
Any date?
No, for 2020,
Yeah.
for this calendar. This is not the quarter revision.
No, I just, we had.
Tax sale dates coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two more resolutions.
I'll take the rest. I didn't see that.
Oh, there it is. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, second by Councillor Staccato. Whereas section 365(2) of the Municipal Act states that council may in any year designate the immediate preceding year of an earlier year as a year for which properties the taxes in respect of which are in arrears for the year must be offered for sale by auction to recover the tax arrears and costs. Be it resolved that council designates 2018 as a tax sale year for the city of Dauphin, which will recover 2017 and prior years' arrears and costs. Any questions? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Riel, seconded by Councillor Laughlin, whereas the council designated 2018 as a tax year, and whereas properties where taxes were unpaid for the years 2017, 18, and 19 may be eligible for tax sale. Be it resolved that the designated 2018 tax sale will be held on November 28, 2020 at 10 o'clock at the City of Dauphin Council Chambers. Or
November 18th.
2020. Yeah. Okay, any questions? I'll call the questions. All in favor? Oh, man, there's a lot. Moved by Councillor Juba, second by Councillor Staccato, whereas section 372 of the Municipal Act states that a municipality may set any terms or conditions for the sale of a property to be sold for taxes and may set a reserve bid in the amount of the tax arrears and costs in respect of the property. Be it resolved that the designated 2018 tax sale year, council sets the reserve bid for each eligible property for tax sale at an equivalent amount of the tax arrears plus and costs of the property. And that's standard. And any questions? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Staccato, seconded by Councillor Laughlin, whereas section 335, one of the Municipal Assessment Act states that council shall each year by resolution appoint a board of revision consisting of not fewer than 3 members. Some of or all of them may be members of council, and whereas section 35(2) of the Municipal Act states that council shall appoint a member of a board appointed under subsection 1 to serve as the presiding officer of the board. And whereas section 35(2)(4) of the Municipal Act states that the council shall appoint a person to act as secretary of the board appointed under subsection 1, be it resolved that the 2020 Board of Revision shall consist of all members of council of the City of Dauphin and a representative of the Dauphin and District Chamber of Commerce and a representative of the Economic Development Board. Further, be it resolved that council appoints the mayor or in his stead the deputy mayor to act as the chair of the board. And further, be it resolved that council appoints the deputy city manager or in her stead the city manager to act as secretary of the board. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Loughlin, seconded by Councillor Juba, whereas the Community Plan Committee became a committee of the City of Dauphin as of January 1st, 2018, and whereas existing one-year contracts with the two band leaders expired as of December 31st, 2019, be it resolved that Council accepts this information to agreements with the City of Dauphin for the period of January 1st to December 31st, 2020. The concert band leader, Taylor Schmidt, and community jazz band leader, Andrew Coombs. Further, be it resolved that Council authorizes the mayor and city manager to sign and seal these agreements on behalf of the City of Dauphin. Any questions? Call the questions, all in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Staccato, second by Councillor Loughlin, whereas the City of Dauphin Policy 6.1, Utility Service Billing Adjustment, was approved by Council on October 24, 2005, and allows utility customers to request a one-time adjustment to their accounts due to unusually high consumption of water. And whereas utility rates are set by the Utilities Board and prescribed in an order, be it resolved the Council accepts as information a memorandum dated January 9th from the Deputy City Manager outlining that refunds in Policy 6.1 Utility Services Billing adjustments are not provided for by the Public Utilities Board order, and therefore the policy needs to be removed. Further, be it resolved the Council agrees with the recommendation from Administration and deletes Policy 6.1, Utility Services Billing Adjustments, effective immediately. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, second by Councillor Juba, whereas Policy 4.2, municipal tendering and procurement, applies to staff to acquiring goods and services for the city and establishing purchaser authority for management staff. And whereas the position of the Information Communications Technology Manager was created after the previous version of the policy was approved by Council on January 14, 2019. And whereas the ICT managers requires procurement authority to efficiently carry out daily requirements of his position. And further, be it resolved that Council accepts this information, a memorandum dated January 9th, 2020 from the Deputy City Manager recommending amending the Policy 4.2 Municipal Tendering and Procurement Policy by adding the Information and Communities Technology Manager position to have a Tier 2 authority to mirror other similar management positions. And further, be it resolved that Council agrees with Administration's recommendation and approves the Policy 4.2 Municipal Tendering and Procurement Policy. So that's basically allowing our ICT manager to do a job. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Locke, second by Councillor Juba, and whereas the Dauphin and District Chamber of Commerce will be hosting breakfast, education, and lunch series for 2020, be it resolved, the council approves the purchase of tickets for the mayor and councillors and senior staff to attend the 2020 District of Chamber of Commerce breakfast, education series, and lunch community series, with all costs borne by the city. And the first one for the lunch is tomorrow. So, if any councillors are interested, I don't know, if maybe deadline is passed. I don't know.
They would like to know by Friday going forward, but if anyone wants to know, please let us know and we'll talk to the chamber.
Okay. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Locke, whereas the City of Dauphin submitted an application to Natural Resources Canada to their electric vehicle and alternative fuel structure initiative to install the Parkland's first electric rapid charger. Be it resolved that council accepts this information, a memorandum dated January 8th from the Deputy City Manager outlining that the City of Dauphin was awarded the grant funding of 50% to the total projects to a maximum of $50,000 per charging unit. An agreement must be signed and returned to Natural Resources Canada by January 31st, 2020, for the city to receive the funding. Further be it resolved, the council accepts this information, the agreement with NRCan, and authorizes the city manager to sign and seal the agreement on behalf of the City of Dauphin. Any questions? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Juba, whereas the City of Dauphin owns two buildings designated as provincial heritage sites under the Heritage Resources Act, and whereas the province of Manitoba offers an annual Heritage Resources Conservation Grant through the Historical Resources Branch of Manitoba Sport, Culture and Heritage. Be it resolved, the council accepts this information and memorandum dated from the Director of Public Works and Operations dated January 9th, outlining the details of an application for a Heritage Resources Conservation Grant for repairs to the bell tower, masonry, and emergency exit staircase at the City of Home Dr. Vernon L. Watson Allied Arts Center. Further be it resolved that council authorizes the submission of the grant under the Heritage Resource Conservation Grant Program. And this is that part of the other ones that we put in? No.
This was different.
This is different. Any questions? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Juba, seconded by Councillor Locke, whereas City Hall is a showpiece for the community and as a municipal government is a dedicated space to provide municipal services to citizens. And whereas City Hall was constructed in 2001 with the ground largely maintained to the original design. And be it resolved, the council accepts this information and memorandum from the Deputy City Manager dated January 8, 2020, outlining City Hall requires a landscaping refresh, and the city has been in discussion with HTFC Planning and Design, a landscaping firm, and received an agreement for the firm to provide 2 design options. Further be it resolved, the council accepts this information, the agreement with HTFC Planning and Design for the design services to revitalize City Hall grounds and authorizes the city manager to sign and seal the agreement on behalf of the city. Councillor Bellemare.
Yes, I was wondering, because we're getting an EV charger as well, so is that sort of going to be part of that plan where that is placed and how things
We'd
are?
like to try.
Okay, thank you.
And also for a community garden
And the mural.
and the mural. So we gotta make sure we're in tune with our environment. Any other questions? All the questions, all in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Rial, second by Councillor Hugo. Whereas the provincial government launched a Building Sustainable Communities program in May 19, which focuses on community development projects that help build thriving, sustainable communities. And whereas the BSC program includes funding support for planning activities, capacity building, community or regional initiatives, and capital infrastructure, and many organizations and projects in Dauphin have received funding via this important program in the past, and whereas this program requires municipal support, be it resolved the council authorizes the city manager to provide municipal support to building sustainable community program applicants for the January 15th, 2020 intake on behalf of the city of Dauphin. They were listed in the packages. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carried. Okay, next meetings. Just invitations and events are moved by Councillor Laughlin, second by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the invitations and events listed below. That meeting with the Minister of Justice and Attorney General is for councillors. Let Lisa know if you plan on attending, because they want a list of who's going to be attending by tomorrow, Lisa?
I believe so.
I'm sorry?
I believe so.
Okay, so just let her know. I don't know if the Minister of Growth and all that, innovation is coming also. It was talked about, but I don't know if he's coming also.
Not confirmed.
So please let Lisa know, because they want to do a background check on everybody. Community events, Speak Up Part-Time Toastmaster Open House Information, January 14th, 2020, at ACC, Robbie?
Yes.
Yeah. Habitat for Humanity, free lunch on January 30th, 2020. Habitat for Humanity, the coldest night of the year. That's supposed to be tomorrow. No.
Yes, starting tomorrow. So he's starting training tomorrow.
But the walk is on February 22nd, 2020.
Yes.
And Riding Mountain UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve Earth Week Radiothon Celebration, April 19th, 2020. It's sort of an interesting concept that this Riding Mountain UNESCO Committee is doing. There's going to be a radiothon in June.
I think the first one is on Earth Day, right?
Yeah.
April 19th, and
Yeah,
then they're
April 19th.
rebroadcasting
Yeah.
another day.
So, it's an interesting take on raising funds for for the operations of the committee. Any questions? And also, if you want to attend the chamber luncheon tomorrow, I'm sure they'll have an extra pierogi for you. Let Stephen know. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councilor Bellemare, second by Councilor Stekheim. Councilor Claridge's, and we'll start with Councilor Laughlin.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Back on December the 9th, I attended the regular council meeting here at City Hall. On December the 21st, attended Treaty 2 night at Credit Union Place. Everything went well. Game is growing into another nice tradition for the Dauphin Kings Hockey Club, and obviously Treaty 2 territory. This was the second year for the event. We're looking forward to the third year coming up later, I guess you could say, in 2020. January 1st to the 5th, I had the opportunity to volunteer at the Junior Provincial Curling Championships at Credit Union Place. Just quickly want to say job well done to all the organizers, the Dauphin Rec Services staff for changing the arena from hockey to curling and back again. Congratulations as well to Dauphin's Lawson Yates. He was a part of the winning team. Good luck to him. He's going to Langley, British Columbia. Fun fact, my hometown. He gets to take part in the national tournament, which actually begins this weekend. So good luck to him and the rest of Team Manitoba. And that does it for my very simple report.
Thank you, Councilor Laughlin. Councilor Stekheim.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For myself, I too was in attendance for the December 9th council meeting. And on December 18th, just before we broke for the holidays, there was a DNRC meeting, and at that meeting we took a look at the remaining funding that we have for our small grants program, and kind of took a look at the intakes that we had, and I think we were able to disperse most of the funding that we had, and to defer some into the new year as well. With that though, that is provincial funding, so the calendar year ends at the end of March 2020, not at the end of December. That's it for a report, or for meetings for myself, but I too just want to commend Dauphin Rec and all the volunteers for the junior curling provincials that were here. From my understanding, everything went off pretty well. And also congratulations to Lawson Yates and his rink for the win, and good luck upcoming. And also to just a thank you and kudos to city staff. I know there have been a few water main breaks throughout the city, and it's really cold out there, and it's not ideal working conditions. So thanks for their dedication and hard work getting the water mains fixed and getting the service back up and running to businesses and the affected individuals. And with that ends my report. Thank you.
Councilor Eilers.
Thank you. I too attended December 9th regular council meeting. On December 16th, I was on a teleconference with Deputy Mayor Rio, and also, now I got a brain. Bellemare. I've got just D written here.
5 years.
And it was free on the safety issues in the communities and what is actually done all across Canada, so it was an interesting teleconference. And hopefully more information to come. On December 18th, I was part of the joint subcommittee of IMCD, the Intermountain Conservation District meeting in Ethelbert, which has now become the Intermountain Watershed as of January. And December 24th to January the 1st, I enjoyed Christmas with my family and friends. It was very enjoyable, and we had some nice seasonal weather. I'd like to congratulate Cam Avery on his 20 years with the fire department. And I want to offer my condolences to Dennis Jed Bloomfield's family, Gary Dixon's family, and Walter Stadnick's family lost to our community. These were gentlemen that were involved in various aspects of our city. And I want to wish everybody a healthy and happy New Year. Just live up New Year. That ends my report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. On December the 9th, I attended the regular City Council meeting here at City Hall. December 17th, attended the Protective Services Committee meeting here as well. On the 19th, attended the Dauphin and District Airport Authority Committee meeting here at City Hall. And on the 20th, I attended Workplace Safety and Health. So it was working night shifts and coming to meetings for the week before Christmas, but we got it all in. For community events, on December the 12th, I had a Habitat for Humanity board, our regular monthly meeting. Just throughout the month of December, I spent some time volunteering for various organizations. I went out a couple times on the RIDE program, and I want to thank John Shuttleworth and his family for organizing that. Again, this last Christmas season, they put in quite a number of volunteer hours and got a number of people home. Also volunteered for the Under One Roof program's Christmas supper at the Dauphin First United Church. I want to thank all the organizers of Under One Roof for organizing that event and organizing a very special guest to come and entertain the recipients of the wonderful meal. I want to send out a congratulations to Al Gray, who on his retirement from the Dauphin Fire Department and from the Office of the Fire Commissioner. Al Gray's put in a good number of years and serves to both the offices, and he's going to be missed. His experience will be missed, but I'm sure he'll volunteer part-time. Then this last Saturday, I attended the Milanka celebrations at the 8th Avenue Hall. It was a great celebration, and I have a couple of more announcements here. Some community events coming up on tomorrow night, as mentioned in the mayor has mentioned, the Speak Up Parkland Toastmasters invites everyone to an open house information meeting at the San Juan Community College tomorrow from 7 till 8:30 p.m. We have a number of people coming, so it should be a nice evening. Hopefully we get a few more people to sign up. On January the 21st, Habitat for Humanity Dauphin chapter will make a presentation to the Dauphin Rotary Club, and that's for the coldest night of the year, and an update on the Meaning of Home contest which is going on. And January 30th, Habitat for Humanity Dauphin chapter is hosting a luncheon sponsored by Sneath Strochak Funeral Service at their Family Care Center. That will be Thursday, January 30th. All are welcome to attend. Just verify your RSVP directly to the funeral home at 204-638-4110. I just want to give a brief update on the Meaning of Home. It's a contest that's started just January the 6th, and Ontario and Manitoba are neck and neck for submissions, and there is still plenty of time to engage our students in this meaningful contest. Our Habitat for Humanity group will garner $10 per essay, and the Genworth and company sponsors Rivera Incorporated and Silver Hotel Group. I shouldn't be trying to read that. $10 per essay will be sponsored to our Habitat for Humanity group. In addition to the national contest, we are introducing a local contest. The Dauphin and District Chamber of Commerce, along with Real Security Solutions, have donated $200 in local chamber bucks. We will be randomly awarding 25 chamber bucks to 4 lucky participating students and 4 random draws of 25 chamber bucks to those classrooms with 75% plus participation. So that's great that we have 2 local organizations helping out Habitat for Humanity in this effort, so I want to thank them for that. And to end my remarks, I too want to pass my condolences to Janice Studnick and the family on the loss of their husband and father, Walter Studnick, and that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On December the 10th, I attended a regular Dauphin and District Community Foundation meeting, and plus there's been a couple of HR subcommittee meetings since then. On December 11th, I attended a RBC Youth Grant meeting. The date for the community event has been changed to February the 8th, that's a Saturday, and on that date, all interested youth, which is defined at ages 16 to 29, are invited to Aspen Lodge to decide on a community project related to art and or music. So possibly your mural, Mr. Mayor, might even be an idea that I'll throw that out there. On December 16th, the Community Foundation thermometer located on Butler and Pearson building, another square was added, showing that another milestone in givings has been reached. A big thank you to all those generous people who've contributed to the foundation this past year. It was a big year for donations. In fact, in mid-November, there was an online challenge, and Manitoba placed second in the province for givings on that day. And Dauphin did, yeah. Oh, sorry. Dauphin was second in Manitoba. Thank you. And all donations, regardless of size, are greatly appreciated. And on December 16th, I participated in the conference call that Councillor Eilers had mentioned. And on December the 18th, we had a Protective Services Committee meeting, a regular meeting with RCMP officials to discuss issues and ideas of mutual interest. January 8th, I attended the RM Liaison meeting. We're continuing to work on topics that affect both municipalities. We've received the report from the first regional meeting that we organized back in the fall and discussed next steps in the process. The council members from the surrounding municipalities were positive in their feedback about that first meeting and the opportunities that this type of structure has presented for future. On December the 18th, community events, I attended the movie Stand at Country Fest Community Cinema. This movie was based on the musical written by Danny Sher of Ethelbert about the 1919 Winnipeg General Strike. While the movie was well done and worth seeing, the fact that it was written by a Parkland resident made it extra special. And on January 2nd and 3rd, I worked as a timekeeper for the youth curling tournament that's been mentioned. And this was an amazingly successful and professionally run event. I heard many positive comments about the quality of our rec complex and the many things our future has to offer. I was eavesdropping a lot while I was there. Plus people were also coming forward and saying that. Plus about 1/3 of all the curlers at that event had a Parkland connection, partly as a result of a very successful curling super league that's being run in our region. And also, I have recently registered as a volunteer for the Manitoba Summer Games, which are happening this year, August 9th to 15th. Please mark this event on your calendar and see if you can set some time aside to assist. You can volunteer 3 hours or for all 7 days, depending on your availability. You can volunteer online, or you can email the volunteer committee in order to set that up, and it's volunteerinfo2020@gmail.com. And further to Councillor Stakailo's comments, I also want to thank the Public Works personnel for repairing water main breaks. They were out there at 7 o'clock the other day with their machine getting roads ready for the morning rush. And also too, I'd like to extend my condolences to all the family members and friends who lost a loved one in the recent plane crash in Iran. And this horrible event is rippling through the world, and many of us are having a difficult time dealing with this loss, and I just wanted to recognize that. And that concludes my report.
Deputy Mayor,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. December 9th, I attended the regular council meeting. December 12th, attended the Chamber of Commerce Board meeting. December 16th, as mentioned, I attended the Canadian Municipal Network on Crime Prevention conference call. Being part of that organization enables us to access a large database of crime prevention initiatives that are happening all across Canada. It's very interesting for our community to be part of that. I also attended on the same day a crisis prevention task force meeting regarding Under One Roof at the church. December 18th, the Protective Services Committee here at City Hall. December 21st, I attended the Treaty 2 game against the Dauphin Kings. Very well attended, very well organized, and a lot of fun. December 22nd, I attended the last Kings game
and was fortunate enough to sit in the Smitty's booth. If anyone ever has an opportunity, it was probably the best best place to observe the whole entire game from up there, as well as you get pizza, wings. So if you have an opportunity to do that, try that out. January 1st to January 5th, I was able to take in some of the curling, and all I have to say is, wow, that was, the competition was outstanding. And again, kudos to everybody. I couldn't believe that the cup looked like that with the curling ice. January 9th, I attended the Chamber of Commerce board meeting here at City Hall. Interestingly enough, they've also been invited to be part of a retail crime prevention meeting for the Chamber in Winnipeg on January 31st. So somebody from that will be attending as well. A few kudos and thank you. I just want to thank DRS maintenance crew. It was a wonderful, beautiful Christmas holiday, and they maintained that outdoor arena incredibly, and it was really, really well used. There was a lot of fun had there, so thank you to them for that. Also thank you to the ride program. Can't remember the number of hours they put in, but it was many, many, many. Thank you for getting people to and from activities safely. Under one roof, again, thank you to Santa for his involvement and attending. We served between, I think it was 70 people, a lot of seconds, 120 meals were served. And it was the kids were very excited to see Santa. They got a book and a few things. People in need got some mitts and scarves, and so thank you to Rodney for mashing about 80 pounds of potatoes. Did a wonderful job. And here ends my report.
On December 9th, I attended the regular council meeting. I attended early morning jazz band practices on Tuesdays and Wednesdays through December and early January. As a part of the main cast of this year's musical production, Mamma Mia, I've been attending practices on Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Sunday afternoons. Last week, I completed my last driving lesson for driver's ed. Hang on. And of course, I've been putting in my usual shifts at co-op, and the Christmas season was extremely busy. I will be writing my end of first term exams later this month, and therefore I will be unable to attend the January 22nd regular council meeting as I will be studying. I wish you all a very happy new year and all the best for 2020, and that concludes my report.
Do you have your driver's license? No. We're sorry. Yes.
So she can drive you around.
Okay. Yeah, looking for a chauffeur. Well, all the council have been very busy since December 9th, and thank you for your contributions to making our city a better place. December 12th, I attended the Hour of Code at Mackenzie Middle School, and that's where apparently now you there's these coding blocks and you can write specific programs and everything. It certainly has come a long way since my university years, where we had to use punch cards and run them over to the engineering building and get a message. You got an infinite do loop, whatever that was. But it's amazing what I think easy it is now compared to before. And the students there are just eat that stuff right up. They're really a good program. On December 18th, Rec Board meeting, followed by active transportation presentation by Urban Systems. And then after that, the Protective Services meeting. December 21st, the broad greetings on Treaty 2 Hockey Night. It was a great night and well-organized event. January 1st to 5th, broad greetings on January 1st to TELUS Junior Curling Championship. That many people have commented on that. And thanks, it was a great event, and thanks to the volunteer groups, the fans, and I always worry about these, and it was a financial success too. To the winners winner from Boston Yates, from Dauphin, and just a great program. And Curl Manitoba was quite impressed with the facility, and they certainly would entertain other events at our facilities. And there's a lot of work involved in, especially the ice preparation. It's a unique process, and boy, and it sure has come far from the days that I used to curl in Winnipegosis, where you have to use an opposite turn on it because of the falls in the ice. Councillor Bellemare mentioned the RM Liaison Committee meeting on January 8th. Oh, January 23rd, the Under One Roof attended as a special guest. Came out of retirement from the North Pole, and it was very touching. It was very good for our community that we should care about people. So I was really impressed. And on January 8th, in addition, I attended a handyman meeting. So lots people mentioned on the loss of people that were great contributors to our community. Gary Dixon, Walter Stadnick, there's another one. But, you know,
Jeff Bloomfield?
oh yeah, and Mr. Bloomfield. So condolences to their family, and they'll be missed. And that ends my report, and we'll